Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Wakakadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit down lesson of this recent news article that I want to bring out from ArabNews.com, and it reads Philippines U.S. fire at invasion forces in South China Sea war games. And it says thousands of troops are conducting maneuvers against a backdrop of increased confrontations between Chinese and Philippines vessels around the shoals of the South China Sea. It says U.S. and Philippines fired missiles and artillery at a imaginary invasion forces during war games on the Philippines northern coast Monday, days after their governments objected to China's dangerous actions in the regional waters. Thousands of troops are conducting land, sea, and air maneuvers against a backdrop of increased confrontations between confrontations between Chinese and Philippines vessels around the shoals in the South China Sea, claimed by Manila, as well as stepped up Chinese air and naval activities around nearby self-ruled Taiwan. U.S. troops amassed at a strip of sand dunes and Luzon Islands of northwest coast around 400 kilometers south of Taiwan, let loose more than 50 live 155 Howitzer rounds at flowing targets around 5 kilometers off the coast, the AFP journalist saw. Filipino troops allow up by firing rockets aimed at wearing down the attackers before the two forces finished the job with machine guns, javelin missiles, and more artillery rounds. Lieutenant General Michael Cedrallo, commander of the U.S. 1st Marines Expeditionary Force, and the exercise was to prepare for the worst by securing key maritime terrains. It is designed to repel an invasion. Senior Herlam, if I pronounce his name right, told reporters at the exercise site. Our northwest side is more exposed. Major General Marvin, exercise director for the Philippines, said ahead of the live firing at the Lao Paz sand dunes near Lagoon City. Because of the regional problems that we have to already practice or ordinate ourselves in our own land in these parts, he added. Beijing claims almost the entire South China Sea despite an international ruling, and is asserting it has no legal basis. It deployed hundreds of coastal boats, coastal guards, naval, and other vessels to patrol the militarize the waters. It says just last week, Manila said China Coastal Guard damaged a Philippine Coast Guard ship and another government vessels in the water cannon attack around the disputed China-controlled Seabrook soils in the South China Sea on April the 30th. More than 16,700 Philippines and American troops are taking part in the annual militant drills, dubbed Bacalistan, or the shoulder tunneling block, in the multiple locations across the Asian archipelago. Maritime confrontations between China and the Philippines have raised fears of a wider conflict could involve the United States and other allies. Monday's exercise came days after the Defense Ministry of the Philippines, the United States, Japan, and Australia met in Hawaii, issued a joint statement on their strong obligations to the dangers of destabilizing conduct of the China in the South China Sea. The ministers discussed opportunities to further advance defense cooperations and to work together to support states exercises their rights and freedoms of South China Sea. Last week, the U.S. forces took part of the Balkan exercise fire HIMARS precision rockets in the South China Sea from the western islands in Palembang near the major Philippine landmass to hostily dispute Spratly Islands. The U.S. Command Corps said the maneuvers was a rehearsal for the rapid deployment of the missile system across the Philippines South China Sea coast to secure the protection Philippines maritime terrains, territorial waters, and exclusive economic zone interests. The confrontation between the Philippines and China comes as tensions have ratcheted up between Beijing and Taipei, which is about to inaugurate a new president regarded by China as a dangerous separatist. Taiwan's defense minister said Friday it had detached 26 Chinese aircraft and 5 naval vessels around the self-ruled island in the previous 24 hours to the agreed military exercise. RA Deterrence Philippines Foreign Secretary Eric Malanio was quoted as saying as the remarks on behalf by an aide at a public workshop on Friday. The more we simulate, the less we acute equate, he added, if I pronounced that right. And this is the book of Joel. The prophet Joel meant to say, chapter 3, verse 9, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Right, especially the rising tensions between China and the Philippines. This is over there in the South China Sea in the disputed territory islands, not too far from the South China Sea as well too. As you have the United States and Philippines begin their military exercise drills. This is Joel chapter 3 and verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords and the pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of this recent news article from ArabNews.com. As it says again, Philippines U.S. fire at invasion forces in South China Sea war games. And it says more than 16,700 Philippines American troops are taking part in the annual military drills dubbed Bacalsan in multiple locations across the South Asia Archipelago, if I pronounced that right. So once again, hopefully this sit-down lesson was edifying from ArabNews.com as it reads again. Philippines U.S. fire at invasion forces in South China Sea war games. And it was most likely a simulation type drill. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Shalom to the elders, Wa'akim Wa'akbaf. Until next time, I will say shalom.